What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm talking about LBJ, which is the biography movie about Lyndon Baines Johnson. This movie does not cover his entire life. It doesn't even cover what some people might think is one of the most important parts of his life, which is when he served as President of the United States. This movie takes place in between two great positions of power in his life. When he was one of the most powerful politicians in America, whenever he was the Senate Majority Leader, and then later on, of course, he would become president after JFK was assassinated. This movie takes place in between those two events at a time when he feels very out of place, very weak and powerless, kind of, because he's being kind of shelved just to kind of ruin him politically to clear a path for Bobby Kennedy to run for president down the road. I really liked this movie, though. I thought it was really well made. It was really well acted. I don't think it has a lot of information that even casual people who are interested in American history won't know. It's all kind of, well-known stuff. But there is some pretty cool things that come through that were on the LBJ tapes, which if you're not familiar with the LBJ tapes, he recorded a lot of things that happened in his life constantly, especially during his political career. And they release a lot of these on VHS and DVD, and it's just hours of just, kind of mundane stuff, but there's some wild stuff in there as well. And one of the most famous ones is whenever he calls his tailor and tells him that his pants are too tight in the nutsack and he needs them let out back by his bunghole. So just to hear a president talk about his nutsack and his bunghole is pretty hilarious. I did not think it would make it into the movie, but I kind of was hoping, and it did. And so I thought that was really cool. LBJ is not your typical politician. It's almost unthinkable that a man like that would get elected now because he's such a wild card and a loose cannon. So it's really cool to watch him. Woody Harrelson plays him, and although the makeup is kind of unconvincing, his performance is really good. It's just a really colorful guy, and the movie does a good job of showing you like the personal side to him, and I really like that. It wasn't just like a hero piece or a brisk, broad overview. I mean, you really got to kind of know him as a person, and I really did appreciate that because he is a really colorful, interesting person. Who I don't know a lot of other, people who would get to the vice presidency and take a shit with the door open while they're discussing political matters. So he's just a really cool guy. He does have some unpopular beliefs, but he was involved in some of the most tumultuous political events of his time. Vietnam, civil rights, the JFK assassination. He was balls deep in all that stuff, and so it was he's just a really interesting old school guy that was a big part of a huge transition in American culture. And the movie definitely does a good job of portraying that as well. The movie also has Jennifer Jason Leigh in a really good role as Lady Bird Johnson, and then Jeffrey Donovan is JFK. But this is Woody Harrelson's movie. He's really good in it. It's one of his best dramatic roles that I've seen him in. So I really liked LBJ, but I just think he's such an interesting guy. If you go to see the movie and you like it, definitely look into checking out some of the LBJ tapes and just reading about him, because he's a really interesting guy. And it's just so crazy to think that somebody who's such a wild card could have ever made it to politics, because now all we get are these cookie cutter, assembly line kind of politicians, and he's definitely, for better or worse, he's definitely not that. So I really like the movie. I definitely recommend it if you like just kind of, regular dramas or biography movies. So that's it. If you want to read a full write-up of it, you can check it out at markfusion.com. I don't review a lot of just straight dramas like this, but I do have hundreds and hundreds of other movie reviews there. New ones every day, 7 days a week. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at markfusion. I also have a Patreon if you want to get exclusive content, but the best way you can help me out is actually free, quick, and easy, and that's to hit that sub button. It would greatly help me out. Every single sub makes a huge difference, believe it or not, and allowing me to grow my channel and grow my site and to keep providing ridiculous amounts of content. So thank you so much for watching this video. I do greatly appreciate it. And, make sure that your pants have enough room for your bunghole because you never know. Thanks for watching, guys.